Hello.
Hello.
I was just sending you the link just in case you didn't have it.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you think I'm completely incapable? Good morning.
I'm just trying to be a good neighbor.
I have both links in my calendar, so I just it's always in the morning. It's like one of them is pink, one of them is yellow. One of them is mine. One of them. Happy 50th episode.
That's right. Milestone day.
One, you have too much time on your hands to be so creative. Two, freaking amazing.
I know. This is the first day of the rest of our lives.
Oh, I hope so, because I'm coming into this meeting and pretty feeling down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's I've paused my SLO because I basically spent another $100 with zero results.
Yeah.
So I've reconsidered that. We'll work through the. Thank you. It's this year.
Wow, that's service.
Yeah, it's great when you have your parents stay with you. Old habits kick in for them.
Yeah.
Old habits kick in for me doing jack shit. Anyway, yeah, I'll get the course, the what's it called, the course creator. I still haven't come up with a fancy name for it.
Yeah,
but I'll come up with that for sure, because I don't know, it feels right and feels something that I could have probably used. I don't know. I had a conversation on the weekend. I'm going to just hijack this whole meeting, as I always do.
Why should the 50th episode be any different than the first 49?
Yeah. So yeah, I had a conversation with a gentleman on the weekend, and he was saying, like, would you like, you're thinking that this service is required, but is it required? Like, if you're building a course, wouldn't your first instinct be to go to Thinkific? And we kind of talked through that, because he was coming in. He is not from this he's not from this industry. He's never thought about this. So he was hearing an idea for the first time, and I like people like that, because it's unbiased view.
Yeah.
And so we kind of talked through that. And I was thinking to myself, well, yeah, most likely people are going to go to what they've been primed to look at, such as those big platforms, Udemy, Thinkific, Teachable. I mean, they claim that they are the course creators platforms.
Yeah. Little
did they know that there's so much more going after. And so I thought to myself, so it's probably my targeting is going to be off. Just it's not precise. So the way around it, the only way around it, or at least as much as I had time to think about this, is to, in my opinion, go after the course creator geek. So you, me, like people who actually research stuff before jumping in. Well, probably more me than you, but hey, just splitting hairs there.
I didn't have to do any research. I had somebody on my staff do
it. Yeah, you do. But that's sort of where I'm going with this, is that I may be fooling myself into thinking that everyone's going to listen to the message I have to relay, because they might not even understand the problem.
Yeah.
Especially at the outset.
Yeah. It's an interesting discussion, because, like, I've been doing this now for 5 months?
Yeah.
I've never once looked at Thinkific. And
that's because you talked to me.
In fact, this might be the first time I've actually said the word.
How did you find Kajabi?
Well, it's interesting, because it's like, so, my realm of knowledge on the subject was very limited when you reached out to me in November, because I'd done e-learning at Pressima, and the tools we used there were Articulate and and there's a few other tools, I don't know, that I'd been familiar with from researching it back then.
Yeah.
But like you came on the scene, you said, oh, here, let me shoot you a few videos. And it was like the Grumo video and the guy from New Zealand, Thrive Themes, him, and you know, a few others. So you know, and there it was like talking about those programs. Udemy was the thing. So like I looked that up. Mm-hmm. And of course, those folks, or at least what I'd seen, were kind of like the limitation of Udemy was that it's a low price, high volume thing. Like you're gonna, like the one guy, I think it was the Thrive Themes guy, he does a lot of Photoshop courses. Well, he sells his own course for whatever, $200, and on Udemy it sells for $9.99.
Yes.
So like I dismissed Udemy right out of the gate because it's like, I don't want to spend all this time and effort doing something that I'm only going to sell for $10. Even though like maybe I'd be further ahead if I'd sold 1,000 things at $10 than selling, you know, 10 things at 100 or 200 or whatever. So, but even like, if you think about Camtasia, like I didn't do like lots of research on editing software. Like I was familiar with things I'd used in the past, like iMovie and Pinnacle Studio and Sony Vegas Studio and different things from the past. And then just watching those few videos with Grumo or whatever, it's like Camtasia, and you look it up and you're like, yeah, this looks pretty good. And you're off to the races. So anyway, the whole thing comes back to me. One of the other things I was listening to on the weekend was just a refresher on kind of that comment I was trying to find in the app the other day about, if I was in line at Starbucks and the person in front of me was your ideal customer, how would I know they were the perfect customer for you? What would they be saying or talking about that would let me know that they were your perfect customer? So it's kind of like, there's all kinds of people out there, like the person you talked to on the weekend so the question to me is like, is he your perfect customer? Is that who you're targeting?
No.
Or is it somebody else?
He's not even a customer. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. It's just like everyone's got an opinion or a purview, and it's not that their opinion is wrong. It's just their opinion. Right. So it's
just an opinion.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, so who, as you're building this out, like who is that wet dream customer that you're targeting this to? So is it somebody who has done some research and has some knowledge about what's out there? Or is it somebody who just has an idea that like, yeah, I heard about this online course thing, maybe I could do that, but they really have no other knowledge. You know what I mean? Like you can define, you know, it's almost like analogous to your nailing your niche thing, right? It's like, how do you define very specific terms, who it is as your target audience?
Actually, that's true. It's very much what I was talking about. Yeah. Oh shit! It was what I was talking about.
So I'm not discounting what he's saying, like, but you know, yes, there's going to be plenty of people out there who have heard of Thinkific and think it's the way to go. There's going to be people who've heard of Kajabi. There's going to be people who haven't heard of anything. I don't know. I keep going back in my own head to Jamie's 5-question thing, which is like, what is it that they want? Can you help them with that? What's it going to take to help them with that? Do you want to help them with that? And how much would you have to charge to be delighted with doing it? And it's like, it's applicable. That model is applicable in coaching, but I'm thinking it's applicable to any of these decisions about what you want to build and sell and stuff. Is like, who do you want to work with? What is it that they want? Can you help them with it? Mm-hmm. What's it going to take to help them? Do you want to do that? Like once you've kind of thought it all through, it's like, do I actually want to spend the time and energy doing this? And then if I do, how much do I need to charge to make it worth my while? And then I suppose after that is like, you know, can I get that value so that it will work?
It's feels very logical.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is like snap out of it.
Snap out of it.
Yeah.
I had an amazing weekend, And
go.
And it started with the notion that this was our 50th episode today, which is ironic because the only reason today's the 50th episode is because we missed the episode a week ago or whatever on the Wednesday because
yes. Well, and then that's counting from the day that that idea came up.
Yeah, that's exactly. So, but it just, to me, it was like suited that Monday is the 50th. Like it just feels a lot better than if it was Friday.
Why?
Well, just because I always looked at Mondays as like the start and Fridays is the end of a week, right? Like
that's true.
It's just a natural kind of launch pad. So the way I looked at it is like, I had this idea that, you know what, up until now, like the first 50 episodes of this journey has been tinkering and learning and trying things and whatever. And now we're at 50 and now it's the start. Like it's a new start. It's like, okay, I'm in way better position now than I was 50 episodes ago, just for the sake of a terminology, right? So like over the weekend, I was like, you know what, I'm relaunching everything that I've done. I started building a new leadership for teens page. I was using copy AI stuff that I'd copied before. I reach out to everyone that's on the course and ask them for testimonials from both the parent and the student. So some of those have started funneling in.
Really?
Yeah.
That's excellent.
I finished my leadership for retail managers course. So that course is completely done. And I have a call at 1:00 to talk to my friend about the launch of that, because I wanted to pick her brain on kind of all the research questions that I have from my course with Jamie about your audience. So what's real for them? What are the conversations they're having in their head? What are the problems that keep them up at night? So we're going to have that conversation at 1:00 so I can get from her as a small business owner and I have the benefit too of she's already been through like 3/4 of the course. So I'm also going to get from her, what is it that she's getting out of the course so far? And how does she see that translating into positive actions with her team, even though they haven't taken it yet? But I'm sure she already has ideas of how this is going to play out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have a lot of good information coming out of that call. I listened to a whole bunch of I think it was both Friday night and Saturday night. Like I sat in the backyard with my headphones on and just listened to like an hour and a half of Jamie Smart content, and was like totally zoned out and relaxed. And anyway, Saturday night I went to bed at 11:15, and I think I might have fallen asleep around 4 a.m.
Why?
I was just coming up with like idea after idea after idea, recording voice memos on my phone. Like I'd be like, holy fuck, this is a great idea. So
hit me with some of them.
So some of them are relaunching my stuff. So for my interview simulator,
yep,
I'm relaunching it. I realized too, like, fuck, there's, I think on Friday in the news, I heard there's something like 7 million job openings in the States right now. Like there's lots and lots of people without jobs, and there's lots of jobs for people to be interviewed for. Like there's lots of interviewing going on, like probably more interviewing going on now than ever in the history of mankind. So there's definitely, so anyway, the angle I'm taking is I'm going to do a 5-day challenge for interview simulator. So I'm going to do paid ads for it. Basically they can click on a link in the ad to go to a web page, which is the day 1 challenge. And it'll have a video, which I'm reusing content that I had, just repackaging it a little bit. The first video is how do you fill out the your career template, career accomplishment template, so that you can kind of in your mind just get a good sense for timeline and what you've accomplished through all your jobs. And then the second video is the day 1 challenge, which is 2 of the top 10 interview questions narrated by female and male. So it's, it's about a minute long, the questions. And then they get to practice those questions for a day. Then they can sign up. If they like day 1, then they can sign up. And then every day they'll get an email for day 2, 3, 4, and 5 challenge. And then hopefully at the end, they like it. They can appreciate that they're more prepared for interviews after the 5-day challenge than they otherwise would have been. And therefore they're going to be inclined to give me $20 to buy the rest of the questions. So that's Interview Simulator. I got to build the web pages for it, but I've already reorganized the old videos I had in Camtasia and produced day 1 and day 2 videos already. So that'll be going out today.
And how are you going to promote that?
Well, I'm going to buy ads on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I'm going to target certain age groups. And I got to figure out, what interests people would be looking at. So I got to spend a little bit of time figuring out the audience, but like I said, I think if I can define the audience correctly and get it out there, then the other thing that I was looking at all my web pages and just from my Google ads and stuff that I'd done in the past and whatever, like my Interview Simulator page had 2,300 visits to it.
2,300 visits?
Yeah. Now I only converted 10 or 15 people to the free version. And of those 10 or 15 people, most of them didn't even use it. But it just re-energized me going fuck, I had 2,000 people that I just didn't convert for whatever reason. But I know that, I'm confirmed in my mind that there's interest, there's something here. And that's why I think this challenge might be before I was doing, I had the demo and I had the free version, but I just feel and I'd just gone through a 10-day challenge, leadership challenge with one of the people on my course that he set up, that he just sent it to me free. He bought it on PLR and he was selling it for £9.95 because he's in the UK. And he sold a few of them, but it just, I don't know, just the idea of having that challenge. And I was going to do a 10-day challenge, and I thought, 10 days is too long. So that's why I've taken 10 questions and reduced it into 5 days. So they get 2 questions each day, and there'll be a call to action each day that they can, sign up for the full course.
This is done through email, right?
Yeah. Well, there'll be an ad that sends them to a page.
Yeah. To
do the first day's challenge. And then they're going to sign up for the remainder of the challenge there. That's one path. The other path is getting them to sign up right in Facebook with the form, the whole ad form. But I haven't decided if I want to do an actual real ad or if I'm just going to do it as a boost on my post, which then doesn't have the form. Because I seem to I've been boosting a bunch of things in the last couple of weeks. And I'm getting 800 to 1,000 views and quite, hundreds of clicks.
Impressions. You're getting impressions.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting impressions. Yeah. Anyway, long story short, I'm on a path to relaunching that. I'm half done my page for the Leadership for Retail Manager or for Leadership for Teens relaunch. I'm just waiting for all my testimonials to come in. So the relaunch was some of my big ideas. Then I had app ideas.
Sorry, slow clap. This is how you end the episode. You just do this, and everyone's like, "What was in the middle?"
Yeah. And
if you were on WordPress and not on Kajabi, I could have shown you an app like Presto Player has when the video plays, and then it pauses, and you have the sign-in window when you have to sign in and get on the mailing list.
Yeah.
You can do skip, but you can't. I'm just rubbing it in your face. 50th episode turned out to be a very, very interesting one.
That's right. I told you this is an inflection point in our.
See, I might be blabbering a lot, but Greg's ideas are freaking gold.
This is insights and realizations, the power of clarity. Yeah. All right, I got to run because I got to use the facilities. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow.
Well, you made I can tell you one thing. You made my Monday better.
Good. I'm glad. Mission accomplished.
Indeed.
All right. See ya.